Hello everyone, my name is Héloïse Lenormand and I am pleased to present you my FIDI topic where I study the impact of aging upon performances and functionalities of a stormwater constricted wetland in an urban context. First of all, please let me briefly introduce myself. I am a French environmental and water engineer. After my graduation, I worked abroad in Colombia and then back in France in a well-known company before I could begin my FIDI in 2019 at the University of Strasbourg. And I am currently in my second year of FIDI. The context in which my study takes place is stormwater management in urban areas. Indeed, the rampant urbanization across the world goes along with the increase of impervious surfaces, which disrupt the natural water cycle by generating more runoff that can lead, in the long run, to flooding. In addition to this problem of quantity, there is also a problem of quality. As they run off, stormwaters get loaded with different types of micropollutants, such as trace metals or hydrocarbons. In the veins of the sponge city concept, one solution consists in recreating green spaces in the city to mimic nature. Such infrastructures applied to stormwater management are called SUDS, which stands for Sustainable Urban Drainage Systems. Different types of SUDS exist, but I am focusing on stormwater constricted wetlands. The problem that managers face is that these systems are prone to the effect of aging, such as sediments and debris buildup or uncontrolled development of vegetation. And that is why those phenomena need to be studied. I am working on a real system located in the south of Strasbourg in eastern France. Three urban residential catchments are draining stormwaters by a separate sewer system until an outflow. At each outflow is implemented a stormwater constricted wetland composed of a sedimentation pond and a reed bed filter. Afterward, the water is released into the natural environment, which is a small local river called the Oswalder Graben. Systems are functioning for 9 years now. Those stormwater constricted wetlands have a double objective. First of all, a hydraulic objective, which is to buffer the peak flows of stormwater. And secondly, a chemical objective, which is to mitigate the micropollution of stormwater. I am focusing my work on 3 different compartments of the stormwater constricted wetlands, which are water, sediment, and plants. I will present you the first result we have got on the sediment compartment. There is a natural process of sediment accumulation in the ponds. Sediments act as the storage compartment by trapping micropollutants such as trace metals contained in the stormwaters. The sampling we performed in 2020 showed that the sediments from the 3 ponds are containing the same orders of magnitude of micropollution. Here is the example of the zinc, but we have the same results for the 6 other metals and for the 16 polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons we monitored. Moreover, less micropollution is detected in the underlying clay layer of the ponds, which means that the vast majority of micropollution is stored in the top sediment layer of the ponds. We compared the concentration of 2020 with previous results, and this shows that the order of magnitude of micropollutants remain the same in terms of concentration in the sediments over 3 years of investigation. Eventually, we dredged the ponds in June 2020 in order to restore their storage volume. The vegetation is studied through the lens of its dynamics and its interaction with the main functions of water buffering and water treatment. Except the reeds in the filters, no vegetation was initially implemented on the systems. Nevertheless, we observed a colonization process, especially in the ponds. What I want to assess is the density and the diversity of the species that had settled in the ponds to be able to better understand the overall functioning of the stormwater constricted wetlands. For this purpose, I am carrying out an on-site investigation through a regular flora surveys and a seed trap study to understand where the plants come from. In March 2020, I also undertook a study of the soil seed banks of the ponds, which consisted in sampling sediments in the ponds, putting them in germination under a greenhouse, and monitoring what germinates on a regular basis during 1 year. The results are currently being analyzed and will be subject of an article. I will end briefly by presenting you the perspectives of my work. For the vegetation compartment, a second soil seed bank study of the ponds is ongoing since March 2021 after the dredging of last year. I would also like to measure the storage of metals by plants thanks to the X-ray analyzer technology. For the sediments, I am developing and validating a protocol to measure in situ metal concentration in the filters, thanks to the X-ray analyzer technology again. And eventually, when it comes to the water compartment, I am focusing on system number 2 by monitoring its physical chemistry, the hydraulics functioning, and the removal efficiency of micropollutants. I am available for any question you might have. Thank you for your attention.